Hi y'all, we're just gonna have a quick review over comparing fractions, which we were doing before we left, and we were supposed to continue when we came back, but now we're having to do it at home. But I'll review for some of y'all that may have forgotten. I have to refresh myself too, so let's get started. And this is from the math packet. If you picked one up or if you've been on Canvas, I think if I added it right, it should be on there. I'm gonna go over number 1. So 1/3. And then we're comparing it to 1/4. And I know a lot of y'all like to use the butterfly method, so I'll start off with that. That's when you do your crisscross and it looks like a butterfly, and then you do it the other way, and you get those two numbers. You get those two numbers right there by multiplying. And I remember the week before we left, a lot of y'all were doing that. So we figured out that 1/3 is greater than 1/4. But also I want to share with y'all the least common multiple and least common denominators. That's when you would have to find a multiple that both of these numbers have. And for 1/3, I would just say I think 12 is one of those. So we would put 12 as your new denominator. That's the bottom number. So then how do we get 12? So 3 times what gives me 12? So 3 times 4. So you would multiply the bottom number and the top number by 4. And now your new fraction is 4/12, because 1/3 is equal to 4/12. So I'm going to do the same thing for 1/4. So 1/4 is equal to 12. 12 something. So I got to figure it out. 4 times what gives me 12? Let me see. 3. And you're going to once again multiply the top number and the bottom number by 3. So we would compare those two fractions. So 4/12 is what to 3/12. And like we said earlier, 4/12 is greater than 3/12. So remember, the alligator always wants to eat the larger number. So that was a quick review of the two ways. And I'm okay with you using the butterfly if that's the quickest way you can get your answer, or guaranteed way you can get your right answer. But if you go further down, you're going to have to use the least common denominator or least common multiple down here on like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and some of the other problems. So let's go over another one of those. And this one's we'll go over number 7. So I'll write my problem down. 1/2, and we want the multiple of 8 because our fraction on the other side has to have 8. So let's see, we're going to do 1/2 is equal to something 8. So 2 times what? Let me make a better multiplication sign. 2 times what gives me 8? That's 4. So you multiply top number and bottom number by 4, and now you get 1/2 is equal to 4/8. So here, this specific question is asking you for a number that is going to correctly represent this equation. So 1/2 is less than how many 8s? So we need something that is less than 4/8 to complete that statement. So we're going to write it down this way. So 4/8 is less than how many 8s? So it can be 5, 6, 7, or 8. It can be any one of those numbers to make that statement correct. So if we use 6, that statement is correct. So 4/8 is less than 6/8. Hopefully this video suits you well, and I do miss you guys still, and I can't wait till we can get back together again.